And lastly, on the discussion is discussing how the function of physical distribution can contribute to business competitiveness. Now, this is a discussion that you can throw in your points on our portal. So I'm going to set up a discussion forum on the portal so that you can be able to discuss later on, okay? When we have gone through the concepts of the notes and what is the material here, I can post a discussion forum so that you can be able to put your points there. So those are the main activities that we will do. Now, in addition to all these, I will post assignments. So this is not the last time we are going to post into this area, but I'll set quizzes, self-evaluating quizzes regarding this area, this topic, and those quizzes you'll be able to do them not necessarily within the 3 hours, but maybe at some point you'll be able to take a look at those quizzes. So you need also to look at this, which I have highlighted in yellow. You can be able to take note of that. So the discussions and the journals will be graded. Of course, the quiz you can do later on, it's self-grading. You can actually do it and get your result right there and then. But I've not already set it, so I'll set it later on, okay? Now, I want us to look at the actual activity, so you can be able to see topic 8 notes. Now, the first key thing that we need to look at is defining what distribution is or place decision is. Where I've just highlighted with green, you can be able to look at that definition. But you can say that place decision is about creating customers' convenience, that making sure goods arrive at customers' desk or customers' location when they need them, when they require them, okay? So what we are saying is that place create utility of a product. As you know, those of us who have gone through business studies, we have come across utility in business. We have time utility, place utility, possession utility, and form utility. Now, distribution or place actually give us the place utility. So that's what we need to remember. Again, we have channels of distribution. When we talk of channels of distribution, we refer to those businesses that ensure or create product availability to customers. And it is important to note that we are not necessarily talking about a path or a road or a channel like Mtaro, for example, or conduit, but we are talking about businesses that ensure that they bring the product, they bridge the gap between the producer and the consumer. And that's what we refer to as channels of distribution. Other times we call them intermediaries or middlemen. These are terms that are used interchangeably, or members of distribution channel. Now we have direct channel, which does not involve any intermediary, that is producer and consumer. Then we also have indirect channels. There are quite a number where goods are brought from producer to consumer through various members of channel, like the following that I'm highlighting here. You can be able to see them highlighted in blue. So again, what we can refer to these members of distribution channel, sometimes we refer to them as levels of distribution channel. Producer to consumer, we refer to it as a zero level channel because there is no involvement of a middleman. Then we have 1 level channel, 2 level channel, 3 level channel. So all those are important aspects that you need to remember. Are we together? Are we together?
Yes, yes.
Good.
Yes.
Now, next thing we want to look at is factors to determine the choice of channel of distribution. These factors, some of them we have indicated here, and you can be able to take a note of it. So what I'll be throwing questions here and there. I'll be throwing questions here and there so that you can be able to answer as we go on. So the first factor is nature of goods. Now I'll ask you, Lugos, how does nature of goods affect choice of channel? Lugos.
Yes, sir.
How does nature of goods affect choice of channel?
So there are some kinds of goods that a consumer may prefer. So it depends on the choice.
You are referring to consumer's choice or the choice of distributor?
The choice of the distributor.
Maybe you could give examples. As you are thinking of examples, let's hear our opinion of Nyokavi. Yeah, what do you think? How does the nature of goods affect choice of channel of distribution?
My thinking was, you see, on the nature of goods.
Yeah.
The distributor may prefer goods that are not perishable. So depending on the time of delivery. So some goods may get expired before they reach the end point. So creating some
channel,
kind. Sorry.
So which channel would you prefer for such goods?
To the consumer.
What channel?
I think.
Yeah.
I think what he's trying to say, kama tunadili na vitu zenye ziko highly perishable, utachagua yenye haina like middlemen wengi ndo zifikie consumer haraka before ziharibike.
Yeah. I think that's a good point. Yes, you want to distribute perishable product using shorter channels, because you want them to reach consumers quickly. Goods that are durable. Goods that are durable can take a longer channel because there is no pressure on time of delivery. Now we also have marketing costs. Marketing cost essentially refers to the cost that you incur to market your product. Now, somebody playing games and also trying to connect. Mana Asuron, are you the one doing that? Now, what I'm saying is that cost of marketing is important because there are some goods that require. Yes, Lucas, you are talking.
No, that one is mana.
Mana.
Yes.
Mana, what are
I'm
you
getting
doing?
it, sir.
What are you doing? Can you mute yourself?
Sir.
Or you get away from noisy place, okay? Mana. Yes. Yes. So when we talk of marketing costs, we refer to how much extensive marketing a product requires. Those products that requires extensive marketing require different type of or different channels of distribution than those ones that do not require so much. Now, let me ask, Anna is not yet on. Kimani, Asuron.
I'm on.
You are on. Good. Good.
Yes.
Products that require extensive marketing. What is the best choice of channels of distribution? Is it shorter or longer, and why? Yes.
Longer.
Yes, longer channel and.
Reason. Because unajua lazima zitake enough publicity. So if you use a longer channel,
yes,
there'll be enough publicity. Utafikia watu wengi instead of just doing it directly.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yes. Someone else with a different point?
Ebu pardon swali.
I'm asking that goods that require extensive marketing. Anna said that they require a longer channel of distribution. Why do they need a longer channel of distribution? Anna's
I think I agree with her.
Yes. Why?
Yes.
Like if they require extensive marketing, like lazima kukuwa na middlemen wengi wenye watafikisha like your advertisement to different places.
Yes.
Yeah, for it to be like ndo ikuwe recognized.
Yeah, that's very good. So what actually happens is that the middlemen will also bear the cost of marketing. Like, for example, you look at supermarkets, for example. Sometimes supermarkets, mostly they don't produce goods for themselves, but they sell goods produced by other companies. But you find that they would advertise products. They would offer sales promotion like giving incentive to customers to buy goods. They will do a branding on their shop and they feature the products that they sell. So such products, for example, mostly consumer goods or convenient products, requires extensive marketing. Therefore, to be exposed, they need middlemen to also participate. So that's a good point. Now, when we come to nature of market, we refer to it in terms of the size. How many people are in that particular market? So where there is a large market, you require a greater contribution of other middlemen. And in that case, you find that you'd prefer to use more middlemen. But if there are fewer customers, then you can do with a direct distribution to these people. Composition refers to the different types of customer groups that you find in that particular market. You might find that there are males, there are females, there are children, there are adults, there are people of different cultures, there are people of different ethnicities, and one needs to appeal to them in different ways. So when a market is diverse, then you need also to use more middlemen to help reach out to those various different marketplaces. The same with dispersion. Dispersion is how widespread are the customers geographically. For example, if you look at Kenya, Kenya is almost over 600,000 square kilometers. To reach out to the whole of Kenya, you need so many middlemen to help do that particular job. It may not be easy. But if you are dealing with just one estate, that your customer are in just one particular estate, then you can actually distribute your product to them without involving other people. So that's a consideration that needs to be taken into account. Other factors that we can mention include companies' characteristics. So we have highlighted that area in so when we talk of companies' characteristics, we talk of financial ability. We talk about desire for channel control or past market experience, for example. Financial ability is that how can they are they able to finance distribution? Channel control, do they desire to maintain control of the prices of the product? At times you have realized that there are companies that give a recommended retail price for their products. They don't want any distributor or any middleman or retail or wholesale to sell the product at a different price than the ones that they have recommended. So such companies normally want to control the channel of distribution. And past channel experience, what we mean by past channel experience is a company that distributed its product using maybe wholesalers or retail shops will be able to determine which channel to use depending on the experience with these members. For example, they had a good time dealing with a specific retail shop, or they had a bad time, or their goods, they gave out their goods, but the retail shop or the wholesales were not doing a good job in selling. So that also determines. So if the distributors or the channel members brought in good profit, then they would love to continue using them. If they performed poorly, then they can change those channels, or they can just distribute their product on their own. When we talk of competition, I believe you have noticed that if you go to a supermarket, for example, you find that at one particular shelf or several group of shelves have got a particular product. Let's say, for example, toilet papers. You find that these toilet papers, for example, are so many different brands manufactured by different companies. You may be wondering, why did they just stock one brand? No, what actually happens is that most of these retail or middlemen, they want variety because their customers want variety. But also you find that a manufacturer like Kappa Oil or Bidco, for example, or Unilever, would want to put its product where their rival is placing their product, because they know that as customer go for a particular brand, let's say, for example, customer goes for Unilever brand of Omo, then Procter and Gamble, that makes Ariel, also want customers to have a look at their brand. Also, you find that Bidco, that makes Powerboy, would want to have a look. They want customers to look at their brand. So you find that they'll be competing. So that is a very important factor to consider. Middlemen characteristics. We talk about their financial requirements, the services they provide. Now, this is very important for you guys as in supply chain. When we were looking at industrial buying behavior, we looked at some of the objectives that industrial buyers look for, like they look for quality product. They also look for services provided by the company that supply the product. So middlemen also, businesses look at middlemen from that perspective. What kind of services are they able to give? Are they able to finance distribution network on their own, or they require support from the manufacturer? So that is very important. If a company is a small manufacturer, then they want support from middlemen as much as possible. But if a company is so huge, so large, for example, East Africa breweries, they can actually do their own distribution. Coca-Cola is so huge, so big, they can do their own distribution if they want. But a small firm might want to target the distributors. Are we together? Are we together?
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Yes, we are together.
Now, the another factor that is important is business environment. This one, we had looked at it at the beginning. We looked at business environment, the macro factor, and so we can always refer to those areas for us to get more information.
Excuse me, sir.
Now, yes,
You
yes.
you would have advised Nani, Anna. Is it Anna or Chege? There's someone who has just unmuted himself.
Okay.
We can stay unmuted till when you are done. Then you can talk.
You can. You want to stay unmute or want to stay muted?
I think the way we are, we're okay. Like, yeah.
Who is in a noisy place?
Someone is in a noisy place. That was my point of correction.
Oh, okay. But who is not getting us? Nyati.
I think Nyati. That one is the one who is making noise.
Doshta. Good. Are we okay now? Chege,
Yes.
are you with us? Okay. Mana Asuron, are you with us? Or he has left the group? Good. Let's proceed now. We want to look at the intensity of distribution. When we come to intensity of distribution, we look at a situation where distributors refer to the number of intermediaries to be used at any level of distribution. What we mean is that there are distributors, though there are companies that prefer to distribute their product using anyone who wants to take that product would be used. In that case, we refer to it as intensive distribution. Intensive distribution calls for distributing the product with any distributor who wants to carry the product can actually carry it. Any distributor who wants to stock the product can actually stock it. So you find that most of these products are convenient products, convenient goods, where you find them in every corner, every street, every place, every shop. Most convenient goods are distributed using that method or that type of distribution. Then selective distribution, on the other hand, requires the approach where only a few outlets are allowed to carry that product. Mostly, these are prestigious products that you don't want to allow everyone to sell them because they might lose their appeal, their prestigious appeal. So you find that only a few outlets will sell them. Mostly like in electronic shops or in jewelries and whatever, you find that there are specific shops only that are allowed to distribute those items. Then exclusive distribution is where the manufacturers prefer only one distributor, just one particular company that enters into agreement with the manufacturer to be the sole distributor of that product. In many cases, you find that such companies would not allow, they would only license, like, for example, Mercedes-Benz. Mercedes-Benz have licensed DT Dobby to be the one distributing their new Mercedes brands that come to Kenya. So anyone else that want to deal with Mercedes would either go through DT Dobby, but in most cases, it is that one particular organization that is allowed to distribute the product. So those three are the key intensities of distribution that we may have out here. Another good example in Kenya is Marshalls Limited. Marshalls Limited distributes the Porsche brand of vehicles in Kenya. And the key thing about the key result for this type of distribution, that is exclusive distribution, is a specialization. They want a company that specializes in one line of business, and that can increase the sales and give them that focus. And that helps that organization to evaluate the market in that particular area. So another thing is that they can obtain a premium price so that they can easily determine what kind of success they do have in that particular area or market. Are we together?
Yes.
Types of middlemen. Types of middlemen. Now, there are various types of middlemen that we have come across. Now, when we started, I told you that we can refer to them as middlemen, as intermediaries, or as members of distribution channels. Now, the main type of middlemen that we know of is are retailers. Retailers, the ones that sell final products to consumers. We also have wholesalers. We do also have brokers or distribution companies and such like. Here it's on what I have here, it indicates that there are two, but they are not necessarily two. There are quite a number, but we'll just highlight the two firstly. But of course, there are quite a number that I want to show you. When you are not seeing the page, you can always shout.
Yes.
I can't see. I can't see the page.
You can't see the page. Okay. I'm going. It's lost.
Yes.
The page.
You increase the font
enlarge.
size.
Yeah.
Oh, I enlarge. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it visible
like
now?
that.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So let me okay. And so let me show you a few other types of middlemen. We have retailers, we have wholesalers, and now we have brokers. I've highlighted there. We have factors. I've highlighted that as well. We have commission agents. Forwarding agents, and auctioneers. These are other types of middlemen that we normally encounter. But the most common ones are the wholesalers and the retailers. And of course, we know them. So they like auctioneers, these sell goods on public auctions. They have brought items that maybe have been confiscated, items that have been taken from those who have failed to pay certain debts, and they are sold to the public through an auction. We also have forwarding agents. Mostly this one deals with importers and exporters. Commission agents are specifically those people that earn commission on what they sell. They earn commission on what they sell on behalf of the principal. So you find such type of agents. We also have factors. Now these are middlemen who sell goods in their possession under their control on behalf of a principal. And in most cases, factors normally possess goods. They take control of those products, but they are working for a particular owner. Like they are given the possession of those items, but those items are actually belongs to a particular manufacturer or some importer or some business person. So they act more like brokers, but the difference between them and brokers is that they take the title of the goods that they sell, and in other words, those goods they own them. It's like they own them, although they belong to the other, but they get the title from them. Now coming back to the our usual wholesale and retail, the key thing that I want you to remember as regards wholesale or retail, for example, as regards retails, is that retailers, they sell goods to the final consumer, and in most cases they buy goods in large quantities. They buy goods in large quantities and sell them to customers. They buy goods in large quantities, sell them to final consumers in smaller quantities. Now, the key thing you need to remember is the functions of the retailers to manufacturers or wholesalers and to consumers. And some of those key functions are highlighted here, and we want to look at them and check out which one might need to be noted. So what? Yes.
I was asking.
Yes.
My question is about a retailer. Do we regard a kiosk as a retailer or?
Yes, they are retailers. They are retailers, kiosks. We are just coming to that. We are going to look at various types of retailers. So just in a moment, after looking at these functions, we are going to come to that so that you can understand. So the functions are this, like for example, to retailers, so to manufacturers, they help in distribution of those goods to very many customers across the market. They also conduct market research and also promotion or publicity of the goods that they have. Like when you see a supermarket advertises, they're actually doing the work of publicity. When they conduct market research, when they reach out to consumers, they actually research on behalf of the manufacturers. And also when many of them are the ones that bring goods to you. Like most of us here own electronic goods which were manufactured in other countries. How did they come to us? We bought them from retail shops across town. When it comes to functions to consumers, one is holding stocks. You find that, look at the supermarkets, for example. They have so many different variety of items that they have brought into their shop so that consumers might access them. Look at the kiosk next to you. You want milk, you get it from there. You want bread, you find it. So that is what they do. Another thing is that they anticipate consumers' demand for the product. Why do they bring those items? Because they know that people will want these things. Like, for example, you go to your kiosk next door. You find already in the morning they have milk. Already in the morning they have bread or mandazis or whatever. because they know that people waking up, they want breakfast, and they will come for milk, they will come for bread and such like. In the evening, you find that there are items that they will stock, so that because they know customers want them. Choice is another function. They give customers so many different choices. That's why you find in most retail shops, there are so many varieties. They'll tell, I want this type. I would like, maybe for example, you go for yogurt, you say you want Daima yogurt, or you want Delight yogurt by KCC, or you want any other type of yogurt. So you find those variety are important. Then very important is that they give customers personal attention, especially the small scale retail shops. They have that direct attention. Credit facilities, yes, they offer, especially those companies that sell on hire purchase and such like. And of course, they provide information to the public regarding the products that have been manufactured, especially on the changing prices. Where do we know that the price of a product has changed? When we go to the retail shops. Now, what you are asking are the types of retailers. We have small scale and large scale. Now, small scale retail shops have a few characteristics which I believe you all know about. They have small capital. They hold few goods. Their items are not very many. Some of them do not have premises. Some do have premises, but small, just maybe one box of a kiosk, a structure. Some of them put their merchandise on the street. They have no shop at all. Some have quite a large, like a grocer's shop, one room shop, for example. Many of them, in fact, do have like that. Now, they include the following. I've highlighted those types. You can always have highlighted the various types. You can be able to see. Just give me a moment, okay? Hello, are you there? Hello?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, good.
Yes,
Good,
yes,
good.
we are there.
So I just took a moment. But so look at those. We have examples, street vendors, mobile traders. Mobile traders are not mobile phone traders, but those who move from one place to another with their merchandise. They may use vehicles or any other thing. Automatic vending machines, open air market traders, market stall traders, kiosks, canteens, corner shops, and such like. Those are various types of small-scale retail traders. Now, what you need to know is that there are characteristics, which some of them we have mentioned: small capital, few goods, few legal formalities, and such like close interaction with customers. Another thing that you need to know about them are some of the advantages and disadvantages of these types of traders. Are we together? Good. When we come to large-scale retail shops, for example, or large-scale retailers, we refer to those businesses that operate in large business premises, for example, They operate in large business premises. We talk about they carry lots of stock. Their volume of sales is bigger. They operate in well-established fixed premises. And good examples that we find here in Kenya are supermarkets. Supermarkets are very important examples of large-scale retail shops. Then we have chain stores. Chain stores are stores that are normally linked to a particular manufacturer, like butter shops, for example. Then we have departmental stores, not very common in Kenya, but of course they are common in different countries across the world. Another type that we have, which is not mentioned here, are the malls or hypermarkets. In Kenya, we call them malls, but in other places they call them hypermarkets. Now, many hypermarkets of the malls are one premise. They are in one premises, but they are owned by a particular one person. But there are several different businesses operating in that particular premises. Like if you go to the malls here in Kenya, good examples are all over, like TRM, like Garden City, like Two Rivers Mall, for example. If you get there, you'll find there are so many businesses they are owned by different people, but you find that the whole premises may be owned by one particular company. But then it leases out the buildings for people to run businesses there. So are we together? Good. So these are the various examples of large-scale retail shops. So look at the highlights there. So take a look at the highlights there, and then we'll be able to look at the wholesalers.
Excuse me. I can't see anything on my screen. The shared screen. Just stagnant.
That is the network. That is the problem with the network. Check your network.
Hello. Yeah. I'm okay. Are we together?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I think you have taken note of that. Have you taken note of that? Good.
A minute.
Oh, sorry.
Logos.
So we okay there? Are we good to go? Good. So let's look at the wholesales. Yeah, wholesales. Now, wholesales are mostly traders who purchase goods in large quantity and sell them in smaller quantity to retail shops and other businesses. Of course, the key thing that we need to remember is the functions that these people do. The functions we have to manufacturers and functions to retailers. To manufacturers, they perform these functions. To manufacturers, they perform these functions. one bearing the risk, that is, they hold large amount of stock on behalf of manufacturers. Secondly, is that they relieve manufacturers from the trouble of finding storage space. So when these guys take the goods from manufacturers' premises, in other words, they give them space to manufacture and store more goods. Of course, they conduct publicity, that is, they do promote the goods on behalf of manufacturers, and this gives that, take away that role from manufacturers. Of course, when they have their own transport, they can be able to take that responsibilities from manufacturers. And very important also, they prepare goods for sale, like packaging. You find these guys do a lot of packaging. They do a lot of branding. They do a lot of, they grade the products so that the product can be made in a way that it is easy to sell. And that is a strength that they give to manufacturers. And of course, you have manufacturers or wholesalers do to retailers. Wholesalers to retailers supply goods. They keep on supplying the product when they are needed by the retailers. They also render what is called advice on how retailers can dispose of goods. Sometimes you find that goods in the retail shops are close to expiry, but then how do retailers get rid of such product? Because they might end up expiring before they are sold, and it will be a loss to the retailer. So what actually is done, there's an arrangement between the manufacturer and the wholesalers and the retail shops, so that goods that are close to expiry are replaced or exchanged with fresh ones, so that the loss is not transferred to the retail shops. So you find that most retail shops keep on having fresh products, while the ones that are close to expiry are retrieved. Now, sometimes it's mostly possible with products that do not have a long shelf life, for example. But you have also found out that many retail shops, when they want to get rid of dead stock, they give a discount and what have you. But mostly such products are durable products like clothes and such items. Another key thing is that they allow credit facility to the retail. Many goods that are stocked in many supermarkets are not yet paid for, but they are normally given on credit, so that when they are sold, that's when the retailers now can pay the manufacturer. In fact, this is a very important aspect in supply chain. For example, it can only happen effectively if the retailers have got good relation with manufacturers. That a retail shop, like large retail shops like supermarkets, if they don't have good relation with manufacturers, then they might fail to get credit facilities and their businesses might fail. Like how Nakumat failed is because they did not have good credit rating with suppliers. So suppliers stopped bringing goods to them because maybe it was an issue of payment and such like. Now let's look at various types of retail shops, wholesalers. We have several types here. General wholesalers, these ones stock every type of goods that may be available. So they are not specific to a particular good. They can do food stuff, hardware, clothes. They can do books. They can do many other things, electronics, etc. Special wholesalers, these are focusing on specific type of items. While regional wholesalers, these ones operate in a specific region only. When it comes to nationwide are those ones that operate in the entire country. You find them all over the place. Truck wholesalers, these are interesting guys. They normally move from one place to another trying to sell their merchandise. They can combine several activities like selling, delivery, and collection of items. But the key thing about them is like they are wholesalers that move with their merchandise in trucks from one place to another. Another very important one is called rack jobbers. Now, rack jobbers is interesting because of the name. The reason we refer to them as rack jobbers is because they focus on a specific type of product. Like, for example, if they are focusing on cosmetic products, it's only cosmetics that they would deliver. Or if they focus on medicine, it's only pharmaceuticals that they will deliver. If they focus on lotions, they will only focus on deliver lotion or products that relate to that. So many, in fact, these ones are all over the place because even in our states they do come. You normally find them with branded trucks that have got a particular brand name of a product and a company, and maybe they are just delivering only maybe cooking oil, delivering only maybe toilet papers, or delivering just a specific product. It's a very common, in fact, it's an area that people have really thrived. Even people can actually become rack jobbers by engaging with the company, with a particular manufacturer. They get a truck, they brand it with the company's names and the product, and they begin to deliver. It's a very good area where people can employ themselves. Then we have cash and carry. Now, this type of wholesalers are the common ones that you see in our estates, whereby somebody pays cash and carry their product. They don't wait the product to be delivered by the wholesalers. They are the ones to pay for it cash and carry it with them. So these are wholesales that we wanted to talk about. Are we together?
Yes.
Yes.
Good. Now, I want us to look at something, one last thing before we go to another key area that we need to cover. One last area that you want to look at is functions of wholesale, of middlemen, functions of middlemen. Functions of middlemen. Now, functions of middlemen, we have categories of functions here that I want us to look at. So remember, we said middlemen, intermediaries, members of distribution channels are just the same term referring to one particular thing, okay? So these are the key functions that we want to look at, and I believe you already are able to pick through them. Now, maybe I would do it in a different way, yeah. Sorting function, you can be able to talk about breaking bulk, building bulk, and whatever. Physical distribution function is just transportation and storage. Functions of demand stimulation are like trying to influence demand on the consumer part or in the market part. Market information function is where the middleman interaction to the manufacturers and other people in the channel of distribution. Then matching function is where they fit orders into the demand, into customers' specific requirement, like doing grading, doing packaging. Like you have different grades of product, or you have different packages in terms of sizes that is useful to specific. When you talk of risk-taking function, is where the risk involved in carrying out channel work. Now, this is what I'm going to do I'm going to ask each one a question regarding those functions. And you can be able to answer verbally, or you can write, you can put it on the, put it down on the public portal, okay? You can type your answer if you are able to type. You answer here. So let me start with Nyati. Yes, Nyati, how are you?
I'm fine.
Dorchester, how are you?
I'm fine.
Yeah, good to hear your voice. Now, tell me, what kind of risks would channel members carry on behalf of the business, on behalf of the manufacturer? What kind of risks would a middleman carry on behalf of a manufacturer? Yes. Yes.
Damages.
Sorry, you have TV on, eh?
Oh, sorry. I meant damages.
Damages like
That's
damages. What damages like? What kind of damages, eh? Yes. Are you still there, Doshta?
yeah.
So, so you say damages. You mean what do you mean?
If the goods or the products are damaged, the
Or spoiled?
manufacturer is not the one. Oh, I answer here.
Yeah, you can answer there. You can put down if possible. You can type, or you can do on voice. It's okay.
Oh, I meant by damages,
Mhm.
the manufacturer won't be really accountable for the damage that the product will be.
Spoiled
Yeah?
product. Yeah, spoiled product. Eh? Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So the manufacturer won't be accountable. The middleman will be bearing the risk, because the one who is going to
Good.
deliver the
Good.
good to the.
Someone cannot. Yeah. It is the role of the middleman. Once they have picked the product, now they are responsible for it. There are risk of spoilage, risk of theft, risk of maybe the risk that is involved in transportation of items. There can be accident. The risk of expiry of the product, for example. Once the middleman has picked them, that risk is now transferred to them instead of the manufacturer. Now, let me hear from Anna. Anna, tell us.
Yes.
Is Anna there? Yes, Anna.
Yes, I'm here.
Tell us ways through which the middleman can stimulate demand on behalf of the manufacturer. Ways through which middleman. Yes, ways through which middleman can stimulate demand on behalf of manufacturer.
By advertising. because they'll be able to advertise the product through to the consumers by telling them there is a new product that is out.
Through advertisement, yeah, that's okay.
Even promotion by telling them, by giving out to the consumers
Incentives,
a
giving
promotion, like
giving,
incentives. Yes, that is the word.
very good. Like sometimes discounts, sometimes
Yes.
free product or free sample gifts and what. That's good. That's good. Now,
Yes.
Mana, is Mana there? Question for Mana. Mana,
Excuse me,
tell
sir.
us.
Sir,
Yes.
I have a
Yes.
question. How do the middlemen become a risk in the advertisement sector and promotion?
No, they don't become a risk. What we said is that they bear the risk. They bear the risk.
How?
You see, they bear the risk in the sense that the channel work of transporting goods from your factories, the manufacturing point to the consumer point, has got some risk. Like you need to transport them, you need to store them, you need to move items from one place to another. So there is that risk of damage, product getting spoiled. There is that risk of product sometimes can be stolen. There is that risk of sometimes products can be maybe a transporter may suffer the accident. Like you've heard on the news many times, like oil tankers are having accidents, then oil getting spilled out, petrol or diesel, and then fire destroys everything. Have you heard about those incidences? Now, if that product is already in the hands of the middleman, that the distributor or a wholesale somewhere, then it means that the manufacturer does not have to bear all those problems associated with moving this item. That's what we mean by the risks. Are we together? Are we together?
No, as in what I mean is Anna has talked about advertisement and promotion.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's what I was trying to understand, how the middleman is involved with
Let me answer you. Did you
okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was another question I was answering about
Pardon?
I was answering another question. I was answering another function of middlemen. I was not in risk. I was in another answer about stimuli demand.
Huh?
Yes, that was another question she was
Nilikuwa
answering.
Yes.
Alikuwa najibu a different question, okay?
Oh, sawa.
Yes.
Okay.
Good. So where is Mana? Mana, this question is for you. Give us quick answers, Mana. How does a middleman conduct physical distribution functions? How does the middleman conduct physical distribution functions? Is Mana there? Mana went away. Okay, let's hear from Chege. Susan. Is this Susan? Chege, how are you? Tell us, how does the middleman conduct physical distribution function? She's not there. Are you not there? Oh, it's Are we together? Are we together?
Yes.
Good. Where is Chege? Oh,
No idea.
no idea. Yes.
Yes.
Let's hear Lugos answering that. Yes. Kennedy. Oh, who is there? Kimani.
Yes.
Kimani. Yes. Can you tell us
Yes.
how do middlemen conduct physical distribution function?
I think like wanachukua from the source, like from the manufacturer, maybe like let's say venye tu umesema like maybe something like phones zimekuwa made in another country, like maybe let's say China, then wanachukua hizo simu kutoka huku wanazitransport hadi huku
So
kwenye
transportation,
wanatuuzia sisi.
transportation and storage.
Yes.
Very good. Transportation and storage. Mana, where were you? Good. Tell us, are you there? Mana. Good. I'll still ask you more questions later on, but let's do a last thing. A last thing in this area is regards.
Can now answer my question.
You want to answer your question?
Yes, you had asked about the middlemen. The work they usually do is price stability, maintaining the price in the market.
Maintaining the price,
Yeah.
How do they maintain it?
They usually absorb an increase in the price of the product and continue to charge the consumer the other old price. So this is because of the intra-middlemen competition between themselves. So and the other one is promotion.
Profit.
Sorry.
Our contribution. We ask the physical distribution has been answered. We also ask the demand creation has been answered. We also ask risk-taking factors has been answered. What about the sorting? Sorting function, sorry. So how, Lugos, are you still there?
Yes,
Good,
I'm
you'll
still
answer
there.
those. Yeah, how do they handle sorting function?
They usually, it depends on the durability of the item they are to supply. So you know, some commodities are perishable and others are meant to stay for a long period of time. So they will sort depending on the durability and also on the prices, depending on the kind of the market they are aiming at.
Yes, let's distribution. Mana, you can now speak. How do they conduct sorting function? Yes. Grading, we talk about bulk breaking, we talk about bulk building. Remember? Now,
Yes.
sorting is very essential. It's like putting products into various grades so that you can obtain different pricing that customers require. You can also build bulk. Building bulk is consolidating products into larger packages. That makes it easier for movement. Breaking bulk involves taking large products, that is large packages, and putting them in smaller packages that are much more easier for people to buy or to sell to different groups of people. Like 100 kilogram bag of sugar. Ordinary customer will not pay all that money to get a whole bag of sugar. They just need maybe 1 kilogram or half a kilogram to such work. Now let's go look at importance of motivation. Now, afterwards, we are going to discuss various methods of motivating channel members. So I want us to look at this. Yeah, I can see all of them here. They are visible. I think they are visible. These are importance of motivation. So when we talk of channel motivation, what we essentially refer to how to encourage members of distribution channel to take more of a company's product or to increase their efforts towards achieving greater sales, increased product popularity, and such like. And some of those key aspects are indicated here, like increasing in sales for producers, maintaining market feedback, increased coverage of the market by the product, maintaining a middleman's loyalty, and then also the business itself can increase in productivity. So those are key aspects that you need to remember. Now, I want us to suggest. I want suggestion from everyone. You can unmute yourself so that you give a suggestion, and I want each one of us to be taking notes of those suggestions. So how can how do we motivate middlemen? Are we together? My question: how do we motivate them so that they can be able to give these benefits? How do we motivate middlemen? So the floor is open. Let me hear your input.
Payment.
Payment. Just put more meat to it.
As in, like, kama for instance brokers, the more kama our brokers wenye wanauza, let's say kwa masimu, the more you sell ndo the more unapata pesa, ndo unalipwa more.
So when you timely payment of the middleman, so that's a good point, very important point. When you pay your middleman within the stipulated time, they get more motivated to do a lot of work. That's a good point. Let's see another person with how do we motivate middlemen? So we have got their timely payment. Yes.
Like incentives.
Giving incentives. Giving incentives, like, yes.
You can, if when you're like, for example, we say like a product like a DSTV package. When you're giving them to sell, you can also give them theirs for their own use.
Yes, that's a good point. Giving incentives to middlemen. For example, now these are mostly middlemen. You can give them, but for example, these guys are in business. Do they really need theirs, or do they need something else? That's a good point, of course. But they are also in business. What do you think? But giving incentive is very good point. So which type of incentives?
Yes.
Yes. Let me hear more discussion. Somebody can come in with a different one as we still wait to build on that one. Yes? Lugos, I need to hear your voice.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
You're asking about how do we motivate middlemen?
Yes, how do we have had timely payment of middlemen, for example. You also have incentives.
Yes.
What about giving like tips ama would I say tips? Ni
Advice.
kama the more unauza, like kuna ile ndo unapewa ya juu.
Oh yes, you like giving maybe bonuses on
Exactly, yeah.
giving bonus on top of giving them targets so that those who are able to achieve the target they can get a bonus. Yeah,
Yes.
But see, the bonus inaweza ingiana pamoja na payment kwa sababu bado itakuwa on top of it.
Hapana.
Itakuwa wapi nyokabi?
Like nimeandika mtu, tuseme mimi ni manufacturer na manufacture kitu. So kuna ile amount tumeagree like every month na kupatia. But let's say umepita the target.
Bosibori.
So ukipita the target kuna ile bonus utapata.
What Tabi is trying to say is offering discounts on purchases above an agreed level or rewarding sales. Discounts. That is what Tabi is trying to tell.
Yeah, discount makes sense then. The bonus part
Yeah, discounts. You know when you offer discounts on the purchases above the agreed level or rewarding sales above the target, you can encourage such kind of channel distributors. You see?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, discounts.
Discount, that is good. Now I think discount is a point on its own, especially if, for example, let's look at Unilever distributing Blue Band through Tuskys. You see the retail price is 95 for the 250 grams. And then maybe they give Tuskys at 80 shillings per unit. It means that the margin that the company is going to get is 15 shillings. What if this margin is being increased to, let's say, by 20 shillings? Increased by 5 shillings so that it can be 20 instead of 15. Now that is related to the discount. Now, in this sense, we can talk about discounts, the trade discounts given to middlemen. That motivates them. Now, that is an important point. When it comes to incentives, like, for example, if middlemen are given a particular target, let's say for you to continue distributing, we want you to make a sale of, let's say, 10 million in 1 month. Then if you reach that target, then you are going to qualify for maybe a specific bonus, and this bonus can be given in terms of maybe a discount, or, for example, when payment comes, you get a larger pay than usual. That is what someone who suggested incentive could mean. So that is also an important point to add. Are we together?
Yes.
Good. Can someone give us
what about promotion?
Promotion? Yeah, can you put words to it now?
Like unapata mwenye anauza sana anapatiwa promotion, na ukipewa promotion that means salary yako inaongezeka.
Promotion like can you put in the context of this is a distributor and this is a manufacturer?
Yeah, sasa niko na maybe let's say five niko na 5 watu wenye natumia kama au mabroker watano. So mwenye anauza more, mwenye anatafuta market more. Like unamfanya maybe supervisor wa wengine. Meaning sasa pia salary yake itaongezeka. So kila mtu atakuwa like anajaribu work hard ndio apate hiyo promotion.
Yeah, I think what we can suggest here is this. We can put it this way. A business can give what we call promotional incentive, or they can give some money to help the company or the distributor or the farm that is selling the product incentive to promote more of the product. That they give them allowance. It's actually called promotional allowance. So the right term is promotional allowance. So that allowance would allow them to distribute more of the product, allow them to give maybe more of discount so that they can get more customers. Or maybe if they have to display the product, then they can give them allowance so that they can be able to pay the cost of displaying the product. So that's what actually that's how we can be able to explain it. So what we need to say is that manufacturers or the producers of the goods would give promotional allowances to their distributors. So in this case, you find that these allowances allow them to advertise the product, allow them to display the product, allows them to even offer incentives to customers. Like sometimes you find there are companies who say that buy 2 or buy at the price of 2 items you get 3 items, or buy 1 get 1 free. They are able to do that because they are in agreement with the manufacturer who gives them an allowance, and now they can distribute this allowance onto particular products. So that sometimes you find that their products have been bundled together, and then they are sold at a price that is lower than the normal price. That is the allowances that we are talking about. So you are very right. Promotional, they can help in encouraging and motivating the distributors. Is there any other somebody with a different point can add there? Yes. Someone with a different point? Someone with a different point? Good. So I think this is the discussion that we are, but I'm posting another discussion topic. Now this one you can post your contributions on the portal. As you look at it from the portal, you'll be able to post your contribution on the portal. So not necessarily now. So are we together? Are we together?
Yes.
Good. Yes.
Yes. Very good. So some of the points you have suggested are very important, very good points. We can talk about increasing the margin of profits. For example, a company can increase the margin of profit for the distributor. And in most cases, you find that you can offer. So check out what I've placed there. Check out, it is highlighted in yellow. You can be able to check it out. Providing higher margins, that is higher margins of profit. Giving incentives like discounts, like allowing them to have bonuses and such like. Giving them special deals, like you get a contract arrangement so that you can get a higher margin for yourself. Advertising allowances, that's what we are talking about, as giving them promotional allowances so that they can be. Then also very important, sales contests. Now, sales contest is where we were talking about somebody gets a bonus on top of what they normally get. For example, if you are able to reach a certain target, this is a competition between different distributors. The one that is able to get higher sales or higher sales target will be able to get an incentive or a bonus on what they do normally have. Of course, there are negative incentives like using threats or reduced margins and slowing delivery and such like. But in most cases, ways to boost or way to motivate include these ones that we have mentioned, boosting their morals. Sometimes you find that manufacturers send their representative to visit the outlet so that they can check out what they are doing, and also to make them at least feel that the manufacturer is with them in the business that they are doing. Very important one is establishing long-term partnership. Like you can give contracts of 5 years, contracts that are substantial, so that you know that you are going to be distributing this product for as long as possible. And that is a very important motivator to the distributors. And then, of course, this is very key, setting attainable targets. You set attainable targets, you find that your team, your distributors are motivated, because if you set extraordinarily high targets, then they might feel that, oh, this is not reachable. But if you set a target that is attainable, they can actually achieve it and even request for a higher target. And of course, lastly, sometimes get them involved in when conducting product research, get them involved. Let's get their input. As we had suggested earlier, that middlemen, one of their function is to provide or to conduct market research. More information comes from the middlemen than any other group of people, especially in the supply chain, because they are the ones who interact with customers. So they bring that information, they can have their input, and they would feel that they have been a part of the manufacture and production of that particular product. Are we together? Hello.
Yeah.
The page got lost, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Are you able to see the page?
Yeah, I can see it.
You can see it, eh? All
Yeah.
right.
We
All
can
right.
see it. Yes.
Good. So essentially, that's what we want to cover in that particular area. But now I would request you to go to check on the portal. I've placed a question there for discussion. That one you can do your discussion anytime and put your contribution there. And it is about
sijui mbona like sifili hiyo vibe ya kudate, maybe tu tukue tu mabeshte, ni mtu
about
ako understanding.
the question is how the function of physical distribution contributes to business success or business competitiveness. That is the question you'll find on the forum. I've also placing another Another called a journal. You'll find it in the bottom written a journal, but what it requires you to do is to write about the subject that I'm going to post there. So you'll find it as a journal, but you'll be able to write about it. That is also something that you can write about at the time that you would want to wish to write on it. So just in a moment, you're going to see it. So you remember we have talked about how to motivate channel members. We talked about the benefits of motivating them. But on the journal, I want you to write about what are the causes of conflict among the members of distribution channel. You find that there are times when distribution channels members conflict or they fight. Fight may come out because of maybe a few things here and there. So I want you to look at that area, and you'll be able to do a write-up on it. It's also on the portal. Tell us what normally make the channel members fight. Like fight may come from if the manufacturers use double standards. Like you give one company one margin, another company you give a different margin, but they're essentially doing the same thing. So double standards can be a reason or a source of a fight between the channel members of distribution. So you can also be able to write that. I've already posted it on your portal. You'll find it as a journal. You can be able to answer that and post on that particular journal. The forum is a discussion. You can discuss one with one another and do your contribution. But each one of you, when you put your contribution, you can be able to you can be able to, I'll be able to check, I'll be able to see what each one of you has said. Is there any question up to that point? Question up to that point? Are we together?
Yes.
So I'm yeah, so if should there be any question, actually we're on topic 8. Did I post them on topic 8? I'm not posted them on I've posted this thing on topic 3, but I'll okay. I've posted them on topic 3. I should have posted them on topic 8. But I'm just going to transfer them. I'm going to transfer them to topic 8. They're supposed to be in topic 8. So if there is any question you can ask, or someone with a past paper question related to distribution, you can put it there so that we can check on it. Kennedy, you have a question? Kennedy, you have a question? Yes, Kennedy. Any question? Any question? Any question? Is my network a problem?
No, the question that I
I
have.
just wanted to know.
Let's hear from. Yes, let's hear one person. Anna.
I just wanted to ask how are we going to access notes on this topic?
Notes. I've already posted them on topic
Hello?
8. I've already posted them
Yes.
on topic 8. Are you able to
Okay.
get to the portal? Yeah, I've posted.
Yes, I'll check on them. Thank you.
All right. Yes, there was another question. Oh, it's just the notes, eh? Notes
Yeah.
I've posted. Check your topic 8, eh?
Okay, thank you.
Is there any other question? Now
No.
what no, what I'll do is I'll post a quiz. That is a self evaluating quiz, eh? Not now, but later on. Eh? I'll also put some past papers, and so that we can be able to look at the various questions that we might interact with. Those ones you'll find out later on. I'll look for neck paper so that you can be able to interact with such questions. Now, this question I think I've given to you several times. So, but in any way, if it is new to you, check on it and think about it. I've highlighted that. This one is I've placed it in one of the journals. You'll be able to write about it. So you can check on that particular area. So yeah, so I think you can be able to see it. The question 1, you can take a look at it, and then it will be good. So the last thing that I want to say is this, that you still have like around about 1 hour. You can be able to discuss and speak among yourself. Anything that you want to share with one another, you can be able to, maybe I give you like about 10 to 15 minutes. Hello, are we together?
Yes.
I give you 10 to 15 minutes. You can discuss among yourselves. I'll be out of earshot, okay?
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, so you can just talk among yourself and discuss a few things before I disconnect the connection.
All
All right.
Yeah.
Yes, so you are free. I'm out of earshot, okay?
Okay.
Right.
Yes.
Watu. Nipatilishie.
Nyokabi.
Wewe, unajua ulikuwa unangoja tu time ya noise. Ebu, give reasons why consumer goods may be distributed using the longest channel of distribution. Sio tumejibu saizi ama mimi ndio sikuwa class? Tumejibu wapi? Si yenye
Bado
Ana.
cheki.
Ana si alijibu kwanza hii swali, aliuliza
Class
indirectly
members.
tu.
Hello.
Yes, hello.
Yes, a point of concern. Now that you are all online, Mwalimu said that he will leave so that he may give us some room so that we can also discuss. But when I try to look on the people who are still online, I can see Mr. Uyugi is still around. Mwalimu anatusikia. Mwalimu anatusikia bado.
So tuna discuss.
Mwalimu.
Number 1, si Ana alijibu. Ana, si ndio?
Lunch break ni saa ngapi yake?
Alafu, let us discuss this question. Give reasons why consumer goods may be distributed using the longest channels of distribution. Can you see that distribution question?
Pardon.
Can we be serious? Can we be serious, please? This is our life.
Ana, umejibu hii swali?
Can we be serious? And let us use English.
Wewe usituboa hapa.
Wewe Ken, wewe nyamaza kwanza. Hebu cheki.
Mwalimu left this one. No, let me tell you, this one is all about your life. Lunch will be there and it will not go
anywhere. Ni nini huyu? Ameanza motivational speaking hapa.
Kusikia haki.
Eti unasema?
Nini imekutuma hapa kuanza motivational speaking?
Utapata aje nguvu ya
But you can still balance. Unaweza balance, unaweza kula lunch ukikuki. Si lazima utuambie eti lunch. Sisi wengine huko hatunanga lunch.
Si lazima niende nipike. Sasa napikaje ugali na niko online?
Let us finish this revision question. Able to manage give reasons why consumer goods may be distributed using manufacturer. So unajua hiyo trend. Unanielewa kweli? Bosi Bori.
Unataka price stabilization aje? Sasa price stabilization inaingiana aje na mtu mwenye ana decide kutumia the long, of which long itakufanya ikue expensive. Sasa stabilization inatoka ya Ken. Where is Ken? Ken, explain.
Sasa mshanipiga
Where is
block.
Ken?
Nasema nini? Sasa mshanipiga block, nitasema nini?
Ken, umesema hivi. Question ni, give reasons why consumer goods may be distributed using the long channel. As in reason inaweza tufanya sisi kama consumers tutumie the long. Sasa price stabilization itaingiana aje? Ama mimi nyokabi ndio sielewi hii swali.
Well, mimi nakwambia guys.
Unacheki for price.
So like Ken, your point is, Ken?
Yes.
Like unasema like let's say like unataka like product mpya, si ndio? Umemanufacture a new product, si ndio? Then now like you don't know like when your market to react to it, so unatumia longer chain.
Chenye naongelea hapa tunaongelea, so unajua ni new product, si ndio? Ukiangalia kwa market na kuanga na demand, unacheki. So wakati demand iko high kwa market, so you huwezi tumia the shortest distribution channel, utatumia the longest, ndio uende market. Unajua kupitia kwa manufacturer ndio kuja kwa hiyo the longest channel, unajua. So kama prices za hiyo kama price hiyo product labda ilikuwa pesa fulani, so the more inaenda na hiyo the longest channel inaenda increase juu demand huko kwa market iko very high.
Unafaa kusema price, unafaa kusema stabilization. Babe, hakuna vinyo unaweza sema stabilization. Hivyo kwa sababu stabilization inamaanisha kitu iko standard.
Si ndio hivyo? Na wewe
umesema kuhusu increase na decrease. Sasa hiyo inaingiana.
Usinilete stress za manja zako. Cheki. Stabilization haimaanishi kupunguza price chini. Tuelewane bwana. Inaweza kuwa kutokea chini kurudi juu.
Stabilization inamaanisha iko standard. Si ndio?
Wewe. Cheki, unaona price stabilization.
Unajua nasema the right thing. Ni either we explain ama uachane nayo.
Wewe, usibodi. Stabilization is trying to balance the price so that it may also favor the other people. That is what we know as stabilization. Haimaanishi kuleta price kutokea juu hadi chini.
Wewe umesema hivyo.
Mimi ndo nimesema hivyo, but your take is different.
Ni wewe. Wakati umesema kuhusu product ikiwa mpya kwa market.
Wewe unaelewa demand kweli? Wewe unaelewa demand?
Shut up.
I'm taking it from that perspective of demand. Nimejaribu kueleweza nani Kimani. Wewe uko na kichwa ngumu.
Haya, sawa basi. Sema price, acha kuweka hiyo stabilization.
Price stabilization. I'm telling you. Acha nikwambie. Pepa yenyewe kitakuja niwe peke yako.
Tutauliza.
Then wewe sema yako, at least mimi nimejaribu basi.
Nilikuwa nataka kusema story na advertisement dogo. Yes, ko sure though, but
very wrong.
Very wrong.
Very wrong.
Ai hapana, mimi think iko right.
Wacha Ken aseme. Why are you saying it's wrong? Because nikitumia the long one, people will see as in na market hiyo kitu venye mmesema kitu ikiwa mpya. Nikitumia hiyo long, everyone will be like,
unajua Ken, acha nikueleze.
Ken beba ongea.
Mosibori. Your answer is right, but you've not supported it fully.
Aya, support me.
Support your own answer, not me to support your answer. I supported mine.
Wewe ndo unasema iko wrong.
I've told you are right, but you've not supported it fully.
Kennedy, it's like unataka tu kusumbua wewe.
Si ndio? Hataki kunielewa.
Mosibori.
Sababu goja, if Mosibori amesema amesema like itakuwa na advertisement mob, of which ni kweli juu ukitumia longer one kuna more middlemen in it.
Acha ni explain.
Sasa tumetoka kusema uta explain.
Acha ni kutetee babe. Sasa ukitumia the longest channel, are you getting me or you are lost?
I am getting.
The moment you use the longest channel of distribution, you will be having a kind of that lengthy time of marketing your product. The consumers will also be able to get to know your product so well, how it works, kama ni product mzuri ama ni ile mbaya. The longest channel is always advisable in terms of marketing. You're very, very right. I can admit your answer.
Yeah,
Thank
you.
The next person. The next person.
The next person ndo nani? Mimi?
Wewe mwenye unatupigia kelele, hebu sema point yako.
Increase sales.
Explain. Ngoja niko na swali kidogo.
Ngoja,
Hizi questions ametupea. Tunafaa kuongea hivi ama tunafaa kuandika mahali?
Alisema
tuna submit wapi?
Hii maswali alisema tufanye hapa roughly 15 minutes, atarudi.
Kuna mahali tunafaa kusubmit?
Hakuna. Sasa
we Tabie, hebu niambie assignment. Hebu ni test assignment tumepewa.
Sawa,
you are diverting our mind from answering these questions.
I'm not.
What Ken, utatupia amani by the way.
I want to get your answer. There's something you said.
My answer. You want to get okay, acha nikuexplainie. Yeah?
Tell me your answer.
So,
explain, yes.
Nikitumia a longer distribution chain. Nikiuza stuff zangu. Si ndio chain ama channel is the same thing.
Channel.
So ukitumia that one utafika like for instance let's say like na manufacture kitu hapa Nairobi, si ndio? But nikitumia a longer chain nitafika mahali kama hadi Pokot kuuza. Like niko na middlemen wengi in the process. So at the end of the day
umesema kutokea Nairobi hadi Pokot.
Si ndio?
Yani
let's say Ken, unaelewa hii stuff ya longer distribution ni nini?
Mimi naelewa.
Hii kitu ya long distribution ni penye mimi as a producer napatia vitu zangu wholesaler wanapatia retailer wanapatia na hivyo. So inaweza kufika to many places. So mbona nisikuwa na high sales na reach to so many places through middlemen, mbona nisikuwa na higher sales?
Iko sawa. Unaona high sales? High sales iko sawa sababu inatumia the longest channel of distribution rather than using the shortest channel of distribution whereby the consumer places the orders or takes the goods direct to the consumer. So the moment you use the longest channel of distribution, it increases your number of sales because it goes to the wholesalers. I'm a bit serious. Let me explain your point.
Don't explain my point. I have already explained my point. Are you okay?
Ken is unfair. When someone explains their point, hataki kusikia.
Mimi acha nikwambie usipopata distinction wewe tuna fight.
Some sugars. So, Teki, Tabi. Unaona kwa high sales. Munisikize tu vizuri.
Wewe huwezi niambia sahi. Yako tu ilikuwa right.
I'm representing manner. Let me tell you something. Yeah? You know when you talk of high sales, when you talk of high sales and using the longest chain of distribution, so it increases your number of sales because your products will be going to the wholesalers, through the retailers. I'm trying to explain to your point. Let me
stop explaining it. It's okay the way it is.
We've said 3 points. The fourth one, we need only 5. The fourth one.
Wait. Where is Nyati? Nyati to add something.
Funny, you're not hearing my voice.
Jamani. Karibu mnakaa twins. Sawa. Where is Anna? Where is Anna? These babes wanasumbua sana. Where is Anna?
Ana simu yake ilizima akatoka.
na nani
Na
huyo nani
tunaona ako hapa.
Esther
Oh, ni sisi watatu tu.
ni sisi.
Brother yako ako wapi?
Esther ako.
No,
Is Esther
Hakuna
around?
mtu
bosi
mwingine,
alitoka
ni sisi
before, so
watatu pekee.
Sasa juu sasa ni sisi watatu, lazima to exhaust points kwa hii number 1, the question number 1. So
We
you've
na
talked of high
exhaustion.
sales, you've talked of advertisements. Is it right?
Na price na sales.
I've also talked of prices. The other one,
Tumesema we na wewe utashindilia moja.
si kuna high
how much
sales,
is the
kuna advertisement prices. Kuni bere angatu lene. Cheki
Tumesema 3.
ama
Jamani.
utusikii?
na kusikia umesema gani ya 3?
Tumesema sales hizo za hiyo price stability yako, tukasema ya tabia ya nini ya high sales na advertisement. Tunatafuta zingine 2.
Tutafute zingine 2 sasa.
Lazima nicheki kwangu tu moja.
Sasa unaona?
Ona mimi nimefikiria hii. Cheki. Hii ya ndio goods zisikuwe like damaged, like as in hapana, hiyo ita make sense. Ngoja kusema like nini inaitwaje, ukipeleka goods through a long channel inakuwa like nika inakaguliwa vizuri before like ifikie
inspection.
Hiyo
Wewe inspection. Yes.
Hebu sasa okay,
That's
nimefikiria hiyo but also itanini aje na short na hiyo ya short.
Unaona kwa hii long term. Unaona kwa hii the longest distribution channel. There is yani kuna hiyo style ya inspection. Goods are inspected thoroughly. So there will be no kind of
damages.
Hebu tu explainie venye hivyo hiyo history inspection for mimi sijaget.
Unaona kwa inspection?
As in, babe.
Cheki, unaona kwa inspection hapo? Wakati goods inapitia kwa the longest channel of distribution, they can be easily inspected by different what do we call them? The intermediaries. Mnanielewa? So kama saizi ikitoka kwa manufacturer, si inakuja kwa majama wholesaler, huyu ana inspect, anazikagua, anapatia kwa retailer anazikagua na apatie consumer, mtu wa mwisho, the final person. So the thing that we're saying about inspection,
nimeget.
Yeah, it is guaranteed in the longest channel of distribution rather than using the shortest one from the manufacturer to the consumer. Unajua ikitoka kwa manufacturer hadi kwa consumer inakuanga a bit tricky ku inspect goods. Juu sasa zingine unaweza pata umepata fake goods. Kuna zingine ziko fake, kuna unajua kuna hizo. Tumeelewana hapo? Easy inspection.
What about
Yes.
To reach the target market?
To
reach the target market.
Aje.
To reach the target market.
Sasa like
hapo iko sawa. To reach the target market. Mwalimu is back. Unaona kwa to reach the target market. Hapo pia I think the point is correct. Using the longest.
Hey,
I think you can explain
nini? Maturity stage. Lord.
Mwalimu is back. You can deal, we can say don't be scared.
Is nini?
Mwalimu is back. He's the one trying to.
I'm saying continue with discussion, okay? And let's have a question, okay? Continue.
The question has disappeared. What was number 2?
Yeah, the revision question has just disappeared.
Question has disappeared.
Yes, the one that
question number 2.
We had discussed number 1 and finished. We were heading to number 2.
Okay. Let me bring it back. So did you come to agreement? Good. Is it here? Yes.
That is the question.
Yes.
How do the function of fiscal distribution contribute to corporate competitiveness? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Is it there? Right. Go on with discussion. I'm out of earshot. Okay. Unless
Okay.
you want me to answer
How
any
does the function of
Bosibori.
what? I am eating.
We were almost remaining with 1 point. We are not done with the first question. Tumetoa
You've said
points.
5 points.
Hiyo ya mwisho ndio bado tulikuwa tunadiscuss.
Tabis
the
tumesema
target
zote
market.
ama.
Target market.
Na ya mwisho ilikuwa to reach the target market.
Tabi, hebu explain hiyo point yako.
My point is,
Yes.
for instance, na deal na vitu kama nini, laptops, si ndio? So I'm in China, nime manufacture hizo laptops and everything. So I will use a longer chain. My target market nataka like kuna expect watu wazee watumie laptops. Una expect my youth, of which
Exactly.
in a way youth wote kuna venye wana function the same. So nitatumia longer chain kufikia youth wa Kenya, youth wa Tanzania, youth wa, you get my point, hivyo.
Yes. I think your point is right. Target market.
So we go to number 2.
You are eating. Hey.
Yeah.
Imagine.
I am hungry.
So the second question, how does the function of fiscal distribution contribute to corporate competitiveness?
Sijaelewa hiyo swali, explain yake.
I swear hata mimi sijaelewa.
Cheki tusikulane akili hapa. Kiingereza ni rahisi.
Mimi sijui corporate ni nini.
My best friend is
How
telling me
does the function of fiscal
class
distribution contribute to corporate competitiveness? Hey.
Hebu nikuulize.
Yeah.
Does it mean hii swali
Yes.
nauliza like how does the function of physical distribution ina contribute to cooperation and competitiveness ama?
Hiyo inaitwangaje competition? Ni story na competition. So, corporate competitiveness.
Imeacha nikwambia mimi by the way mimi sina jibu hata moja hii swali.
Sinyo nataka tujaribu tulete hizi vichwa tatu pamoja ndio tupate majibu.
Hebu tuanzie.
How does the function of fiscal distribution contribute to corporate? Physical distribution, that is the movements of good. Tuseme saizi mimi niko na product, si ndio? Nitoe nipeleke kwa retailers. That is what we call physical distribution. I think that is my understanding.
hiyo part ya corporate competitiveness ni gani?
Corporate. Bosibori, you can tell us corporate competitiveness.
Ndio maana nauliza, mimi sielewi swali sana, najibu nini?
Si mimi nikaa nyinyi pia. Mbona mnanichukua kaa?
Si unajifanya hapa venye wewe ni leta hapa. Unajifanya wewe ndo assistant lecturer hapa.
Acha zako bana. Mimi nikaa nyinyi. Mbona mnanibeba wana? We.
Sasa hivi umekubali kama wewe ni kama sisi.
We. Tabi.
Hebu ulizeni like mimi sielewi hiyo swali.
Mwache mchezo. Cheki hebu Google. We nani Bosibori? Hebu Google kutumia hiyo lapi yako hapa mali ya corporate competitiveness. Meaning wewe.
Mimi situmii laptop by the before niambie. Ufinye Ona. Babe. Ufinye unatumia lapi? Highlight hapo corporate competitiveness alafu Google.
Ati?
Ufinye hapo corporate competitiveness alafu Google.
Corporate competitiveness.
Hapa left. Hey.
Kennedy uko na njaa?
Uko na njaa ndo maana nasumbua hivi.
Acha niende nikule nitarudi.
Hapana, usitoke huyu, usitoke.
I'll be back in some 10 minutes.
Sasa sisi tukugojea hapo nduka kule.
Niko around. You can ask question, you can post the answers, we discuss. I think with the 3 heads we have the solution.
Sungoja basi
lakini goja
kujibu ndo twende lunch si wote.
Actually, let me tell you something, yeah? The Kiswahili that we are speaking here won't help because the questions need answers in English.
Hey God.
Unafikiria tunaongea Kiswahili na tujui Kizungu?
It's broken. At least. Hey, someone with a baby. Someone is trying to joke with a child. Well,
corporate competitiveness inasema ni performance of a company with a business sector.
So what?
It is a measure of ability of performance of a company within a business sector. It is also referred to as the organization's ability to act and react through its financial strength.
So like nini wanauliza venye function sijui physical distribution inasaidia kuku
finances ama
mwalimu ameenda wapi?
Message. Hawezi tu left akiwa.
Tumejua hapa hivi.
Tumebaki wawili.
Ndio amerudi.
Kiaongei.
Nasikii. Twende. Bosi.
Ken.
Yes.
Tujibu number 2. Leka tusikii.
Unasemaje?
Tunataka kuongea na Lek.
Number 2 man. Number 2.
Tunataka mwalimu.
Nachekia number 2. I have the solution.
Kwani solution ndio kwa magoti?
Niko nasema kuleni kidogo, just a minute.
Oh Lord.
Hold on, don't be in ateneni kwa haraka. So you see number 2.
Enyewe uwezi multitask. Niko kule na kuchanganya hivi.
The solution to number 2. You see in the part of physical distribution and corporate competitiveness, yeah?
Is everyone okay?
No.
Hello. Yes.
Sir, then tumeshindwa kujibu number 2.
So you have answered the first one, eh?
And yes. The first one, majibu zenye tumepata, moja ilikuwa ni high sales. High sales, ingine ilikuwa target market, ingine ilikuwa advertisement. sikumbuki hizo zingine.
Prices.
Prices. Na ya mwisho ilikuwa
Target market.